real-life Tomb Raider uncovers a site unlike any she's ever encountered. But before we start, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an upload from us. Also, leave a like right now. We never really question the signs, and we obey them right away with no hesitation. Russian Lana Satter, on the other hand, asks questions and looks for the answers. She's been known on the internet for sharing footages of her exploring all kinds of forgotten and neglected places and buildings, and even got requests to team up from other adventurers. The explorers joined forces to lead Lara's biggest expedition ever. On the periphery of Khimki, a Russian city, a factory streamed smoke every day. No one could ever tell what went on there. Lana intended to find out. Under the cover of night, Lana and her team made their move. Using a few storage sheds on the exterior of the facility as cover, the explorers edged closer to the main building. It was amazing. The site was far larger than they initially expected. Making sure her excitement did not overwhelm her, Lana kept an eye out for security. She didn't know what would happen if they were caught, but she was sure it would be nothing good. The team continued their slow approach. Lana assumed the main portal would be their biggest obstacle. They would have to sneak past professional guards and cameras. This was a step beyond the abandoned Cold War relics she was used to visiting. However, what she saw around the central building stunned her. The factory was still operating, yet there were no guards. Lana and her friends just marched in. They stood in awe at the elevation stacks and bridges that came on above them. There was so much to see. Lana wanted to reach the highest point of the factory, but first she had to work her way up through various rooms filled with strange switches and meters. Halfway there, Lana froze. She led her team directly into the sightline of a security camera. The team's first instinct was to bail, but Lana made them wait. No guards came rushing in and no sirens blared around them. If these cameras even worked, nobody on the other side was watching, which meant the explorers had the entire factory to themselves. With renewed confidence, Lana convinced her friends to continue their expedition. Their courage was immediately rewarded as they came across sites that looked more as a sci-fi movie set than an actual factory. What could they possibly be building here? After scoping out the base of the stacks for a while, Lana found what she was looking for, a way up. The passage was just a series of ladders, nothing fancy or particularly safe. She headed up. The view from the top took Lana's breath away. She could see everything around them for miles and miles, and more importantly, Lana got a bird's eye view of the entire facility. One central building particularly caught her attention. Moving further inside the factory, Lana beheld huge pipes and storage tanks that dwarfed anything she had ever seen before. This heavy-duty machinery clearly made something special. As she moved into an adjacent storage room, Lana gasped. She stared at the clusters of tubes before her, trying to figure out where she had seen them before. Then it hit her. She knew exactly what went on at the factory her team was exploring. These tubes were the engines for rockets. Lana called her friends over, and they put it all together. This Khimki factory made weapons parts for the Russian government. The team confirmed their theory when they located the main floor, complete with a huge cylindrical stand where workers assembled the rocket engines. Thrilling as it was, Lana and her pals realized they had to get going soon. Daylight was fast approaching. Of course, Lana snapped a picture of herself posing inside the stand before they left. She was so excited to post all of her latest photos online that she never stopped to consider who exactly might see them. Within days, a Russian cybersecurity team came across Lana's exploits. They were none too happy that a bunch of thrill-seekers snuck into a top-secret factory and shared its purpose. Soon after, Lana received a cease and desist letter addressing the adventurers as cheeky mice. The message warned there would be severe consequences if Lana did not put an immediate end to her misplaced interfering. The sender was the Russian Defense Minister Dmitry Rogozin. Lana knew the consequences of her adventurous journey, but was not ready to give up her biggest passion either. Her future was at stake if she was to have troubles with the government again.